Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, The Reunion, Part 1. So let's get to it, shall we? I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you could hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with the review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, this reunion is like all other reunions that we watch. We see the ladies getting to the venue wherever the reunion is going to be taking place. I'm assuming it was out in New York. That's usually where they do it. It may have been somewhere else, child. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, it's early in the morning. Everybody is getting there, you know, to get their hair done, their outfits together, their makeup, all of that, okay? This time, though, Andy didn't go around to talk to the ladies like he normally does. If he did, they didn't put that on the show, which was interesting to me. I kind of feel like Andy is so fed up with these ladies that he didn't even feel like it. His patience was very, very short with the ladies, the whole kind of reunion. And I was just like, if this show wasn't a well-watched show for them, I feel like they probably would drop Potomac, because just the way that he was acting, I kind of felt like that echoed the sentiments of all of the producers and everybody else that has to deal with the show. We see them getting ready, and now I was able to actually see how everybody looked, you know, on camera as opposed to watching the pictures. And so I'm going to give you guys my opinion on that. So the first person that came out was Jazelle. And I'm not gonna lie, I loved Giselle's whole look, the whole thing. This was the first time that she actually got everything right. I think one more time earlier in the reunions, she did okay. But this, first of all, the black is real hard to fuck up unless you just have an ugly dress. I mean, you know, you can do something very simple and it still looks elegant. And that was kind of the route that Jazelle took. Thank God for that, because it looked good. Her body looked good. She was good, you guys. The next person that came out was Candace. I never liked Candace's look, and this time was no different. I hated her hair. She loves to have that bouffant kind of like a bob look, and she just loves that look for her reunions. I don't like it. The dress, I was not a fan of. Candace she's so small. She's so small framed, and she always puts on like a whole bunch of clothes. I'm sure it is because of her pageantry days, you know. But yeah, Candace's look was not my favorite. Robyn's was okay. I think it was a risk for Robyn. You know, that's not necessarily her style. It didn't seem like it anyway. The outfit, the dress. And I still don't know, was it pants and a dress over it, or was it boots that came up high, child? I couldn't tell. Excuse me, you guys. But the outfit was just okay from what I could see. Better than her dresses in the past, so that I'll give her that. Her wig or her hair, was that her hair or was that a wig, you guys? It just seemed like it was a wig and it was plopped on her head. It kind of felt like one of these fast wig places, which I'm not downing because this is a fast wig place that I bought my wig from. But it just didn't have like that full quality, like when I get my wigs from Terry. Okay, that's some good quality, thick, you know, full wig hair. But when you just on a budget and shit, you just go to the fast wig place and you make that shit work. That's kind of how Robyn's hair looked to me. Mia was cute from what I could see. For whatever reason, they kept the camera like tight on her. Like they never really backed up so I could actually see the dress. Even when they posted her pictures on, you know, from social media, you guys saw the thumbnail, because I'm gonna put everybody's everybody's outfit on the thumbnail for this video. But hers was the only one we didn't really get a full body. I was like, what's that about? This child ain't pregnant, is she? I don't think she's pregnant. But it was strange that, you know, I never could really see Mia's dress fully. Wendy. Now, I did like Wendy's dress better when I saw it on the show as opposed to the pictures that she took. I still wish she didn't have that big ass gaudy full necklace and shit. But once I saw the whole look together, I was like, okay, Wendy's dress is actually not bad. I liked that look. NECA's was cute. I love NECA's, you guys. I am a sucker for some kind of frilly, fluffy puff. You know, she had one shoulder. I thought the dress was unique in the way that it did all these different things. So one side had like this puffy little short cute sleeve, and then the other one was long, and it kind of had a cutout through the middle, kind of gripped onto one of her boobs, and it was simple. She looked great. I thought her makeup looked great. Her hair looked nice. She looked pretty to me. Then Karen, you guys. Now that I was able to see Karen in full, you know, in all her full glory, I will say that it was way too much for my senses. Like, I felt that way when I saw the pictures before, but when I actually saw it, I was just like, you guys might not agree with me, but the wig and that silver and the blonde and the gray and the black, and then the dress, I didn't like the dress. Her makeup, I mean, if Karen didn't look like a pulled, like, her the whole time, you know, she just looked like a witch to me. I'm sorry, you guys. She looked like a witch to me. Her makeup is always so severe and dark. And that makes women, you know, of our age, you know, I'm close to Karen's age, so I can say it, you know, it seems like you would put makeup on them to kind of soften the look, as opposed to having that very, you know, I guess because they were wearing black and silver or black and white or just black. They, you know, her makeup, or I know Beat Face Honey does her makeup, you know, she gave her that dark look, but it was just too severe for me. Like, all I could see was bones and, you know, cheeks, and then these lips was just as puckered. And I said, girl, you look like you still ain't quite fully came off that facelift. But with that being said, Karen looks good. Her body is great, okay? But her face, like, I just feel like they do her makeup too severe. It's just too much. And that, every time I saw her in them lips, between her and Mia, too much Botox, too much. Like, your lips is puffed out, you know. I don't even know why Mia feels that she needs to do that. She looks good without all of that, you know. But it's just that puckered lip. I had it yesterday. Last night I was practicing in the mirror because I was just like, ooh, them lips. They was like, hold on, I'm gonna get it for you. I can't do it. It was awful, you guys. So, yeah, all that face shit within an inch of their lives. I realize we getting older, and I'm not against facelifts or doing whatever you need to do. I mean, she's in the public eye, and obviously people are definitely paying attention to her. You know, she needs to represent. I got all that, but it was still, I was like, no. And then Andy just looked like Andy. Andy looked tired as fuck. He about sick of all of this. I feel like he's tired of it. But, yeah, that was the introduction to everybody coming in. Let's get on to the, you know, the rest. So we get started, okay? The seating arrangements are interesting, but not really surprising. So on one side of Andy, to his left, we had Karen, Jazelle, Robyn, NECA. And then on the other side, his right side, to his right side, we had Mia, Candace, Wendy. Am I forgetting somebody? I think that's it. Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's it. So Mia, Candace, and Wendy. Now, it was surprising a little bit that that Mia was sitting next to him, but I think that was because of the way the season ended for her. And we know that that's going to be a main focus of her next season. So I saw why they did that. And really, nobody else had anything else going on really on the show. Karen is always a fave. You know, Karen always ends up next to Andy in some kind of way. But I think that they also put Jazelle and Robyn on the other side of Karen because they still was pissed about the shit that that Jazelle and Robyn did on their Patreon. So you can kind of see the politics about the way that everybody was seated. And then, you know, Andy says that he would like for everybody to just, you know, the intention for the night was for everybody to find a path to forgiveness and for them to move forward. I was just like, I don't know how you said that with a straight face, Andy. Like I said, he's frustrated. He said it was a frustrating season because they just fought all the time. Karen was just like, well, you know, Andy, I expect nothing less of these ladies. I had to put a little extra on it because that face, child, it was doing a lot. Candace and Wendy and Mia, they all agree. Okay. I don't know what Nneka was doing over there, but it was very clear that Robyn and Jazelle, they didn't even really say anything. They were quiet. I was just like, oh, God. Oh, these ladies, I know they're going to get on my nerves already. Now, like I always tell you guys, these ladies, there are certain things and topics that will keep them laughing, and they all can come to some sort of agreement and get along. And it's usually sex, and it's usually when they've been drinking. You know, they definitely can party well together. It's just that when everybody is sober and shit, that's when they can't stand each other. They start talking about Ashley holding on to Mike's cum in her mouth until he falls asleep because she wants him, I guess, to think that she swallowed. I was just like, so gross, just so gross. And anybody that's held cum in their mouth know it, the compounds, it break down, it turn into something else. That shit is nasty. Might as well swallow it if you're going to sit there. Oh, God, just the whole... Ugh. They talk about Karen and, you know, how many partners, you know, has she had sex partners in the last 5 years? And she was just like, you know, did that count wet dreams? And still today at the reunion, she, you know, is like, well, you know, Andy, I still have to count wet dreams. We laugh about it, get a good kiki about it, and then we get down to business. And we start with Robyn and Juan. I'm going to just tell you, Robyn is annoying. And if they weren't sure if they were going to get rid of Robyn before this reunion, I'm sure that when everybody watched the footage from this reunion, them producers was like, that bitch is out. Because Robyn in this I don't care mentality, it's just, girl, it's so much of you not dealing with the fact that Juan got your ass on this show by yourself, defending yourself. That nigga is a damn, you know, we knew it already. We already knew that Juan was full of shit when it came to these reunions, you know, always claiming that he had a game or he had to go somewhere and all that. They gave him a pass every single time. This year, the nigga ain't working like Andy said. So there's no reason that he could not have been here other than the fact that he doesn't want to face the music. And to me, if you love your wife, and even if you know, you and your wife know that everybody got the shit wrong, the fact that you're going to let this woman come on this show and sit there and have to defend you, because this ain't even nothing Robyn did. This is something that she has to defend her husband. She just ends up looking stupid. And then she's so stupid, she won't even say, yeah, that is kind of fucked up that he didn't come. You know, but that's what he does. You know, I can only do me. I can only control me. Yes, I would have liked for my husband to be here. But instead, that bitch is a ride or die for real. I mean, I guess I can't be mad about it. You know, that's your husband. You ride or die. But the fact that you're willing here to sit here and look stupid and take the bullets for some shit that he did. And then the story don't even make no damn sense. What I wish somebody would ask is, if you trust Juan so much and Juan ain't out there doing this, that, and the other, then why didn't he tell you ahead of time that he went and paid for this hotel for this woman that's supposedly his friend? You didn't know about it until the shit blew up and it was about to come into your direction. And he had to tell you then. But if none of the shit was going to come out, if that lady wasn't going to say anything, then you probably wouldn't have known. Juan most likely wasn't going to say nothing. And that's the problem. He's a sneaky ass, and you sitting up here taking it for him. I understand that the men are not on this show. It's not the real housewives and husbands of Potomac. It's just the housewives. Yet and still, he is a coward for not coming on that show. And he probably doesn't care, just like Robyn doesn't care. But the whole thing is like, if you guys don't care, then why the fuck we gotta care? Why do we care about your life and what you do and everything? Get your ass off this fucking show. I was so aggravated watching her sitting up there defending it and all of that. And then her going and saying, you know, Juan is a notorious, he cleans his phone out all the time. It's just like, girl, you don't even realize how when you making yourself look stupid. Even though I do I don't clean out my phone like my messages, but I can't stand notifications. So I am going to look at every email that comes up. Okay. I'm going to look at I don't want to see no numbers by no app. but I don't get rid of, I mean, and if it's junk, you know, I'll get rid of it. But yeah, I kind of understood what she said about that. But even her saying that, it was just like, you so stupid. The things that you say, you just make it worse. So just like Wendy said, the fact that you're here defending your husband and he didn't even have love enough for you to come and have your back speaks volumes. Okay, but that's how they've been their whole relationship. Like she said, they've been together 28 years and they gonna ride it out and they gonna do this. And I was like, yeah, that's true. I mean, and that's exactly what you guys are doing. You know, but anyway. So the whole situation with Candace and Robyn. Candace said that she wasn't mad about the rumors about Juan and Robyn. What she was mad about was the fact that they buried that story but continue to push hers, you know, and took the focus off of Robyn 100%. She felt like Robyn always demands that other people come clean, and but she doesn't hold up those same standards for herself. She brought up the example of when they were in Mexico, and she told Karen about, you know, why haven't you admitted that you was with, you know, this white man, blue eyes, all of that. And Robyn was like, that was after Karen said what she said. Well, it's the exact same thing here. Candace is trying to argue with them that the consequences of what people do is the reason that why she reacts the way that she does. It's not as if she goes and does it first. That is a consequence. It's the same with Robyn and Karen. Robyn came after Karen said what Robyn said. But you know, I'm telling you, it's so much. Everybody is always coming for each other. And, you know, because Karen used to ride Robyn a lot. Karen has pulled back from that. But she used to have a lot to say about Robyn and Juan. But she did promise, remember, she told Robyn that she would no longer do that. And so now Karen doesn't do that anymore. But yeah, so everybody has bad history. And it continues on. Why everybody is so mad at Candace for doing what everybody else does is just a writing on the wall that these ladies are ready for Candace to go. Now, Candace does break out this, she blew up I guess a post on a blogger's thing or something about Robyn being mad that Jazelle said, I don't even know what what the point was with that. Maybe you guys can explain that to me. But I guess Robyn had mentioned, Candace was like, Robyn is friends with these bloggers, and, she feels like Robyn also uses social media, because that's always the talk, that Candace uses social media. Well, listen, everybody kind of be on social media, whether you out there white out in the open, or if you kind of behind the scenes, like maybe that's what Robyn is doing, talking to them off of like the general public part of social media that we see. But they all do use social media as well. Candace definitely uses it the most. And Candace, yes, her liking the comments and things that people say, that's kind of jacked up. But I'm still not, but Candace is using her right to as a social media browser, to say and do whatever she wants to do. So Andy says, listen, Candace, what exactly do you want from Robyn? She starts crying. All right. She was like, I don't have any tissue. Andy's like, I have tissue. And when she did that, and Jazelle starts laughing like, oh my God, tears? Not tears. Tears? Oh, the fake tears. I was just like, ooh. And she was just laughing like out loud. And when Andy looked over at her, and he was like, that's kind of, he wanted to say that's fucked up, but he was like, that's kind of mean, because Jazelle is mean. Jazelle is mean. And she doesn't even care. Jazelle acts out the way that she does on this show, and nobody holds her to it, because she's like she is, they said that she is Real Housewives of Potomac. I feel like this last season has kind of knocked Jazelle off of that pedestal, and now it's Karen is Potomac. When we think of Potomac now, I think more people are going to start thinking of Karen. Candace would just like for Robyn to admit that they buried her story. She's not going to admit that. Robyn says that, they just need to agree that they're not ever going to be friends. But as I said earlier, I feel like this episode was the episode that made them definitively in their mind say Robyn is out. She was super flippant. And the fact that she still won't ever admit that her husband just threw her under the bus, and have her out here fighting and looking stupid every single time. Like, Now we move on to Karen. And, they show the package. and all. Karen didn't really have a story this season either, which really speaks volumes, because for her to still land on top and be like the favorite housewife, that means something. That's why I said that that Karen is going to be, she is synonymous now with Potomac. Jazelle, not so much. Now, this is when she tells us that she did have that facelift, but she was just like, wouldn't the body know? I haven't done anything, just body banging. I was like, you're right. That body is banging. Karen looks good for any age woman. When you look at her, she looks great. That body especially. The reason why Karen does well, Karen had some rocky years, some rocky seasons, but the reason why Karen does well is because Karen is neutral. And so I guess that's what when she says, I am the fence, she's that one that lands right in the middle. Okay. So I finally understood once they got to arguing about, Karen. The phone, there was a call, you guys. I don't even remember where I was at. But what I'm saying is that Karen, she stays neutral. It used to be more difficult for her because everybody used to always want Karen to choose a side. And Karen has maintained, I'm a grown-ass woman. I don't have to choose sides. I don't have to be fighting y'all battles. I am staying right here. I'm still your friend. Y'all need to figure it out. There were many seasons that everybody was saying that Karen needed to do that. Karen now is just standing on business, y'all, like the children say. She is not picking sides. She is going to continue to be that. And nobody is going to force her out of it. That's why folks like Karen. They did talk about, she mentioned in the show about, her organization that she belongs to, about sexual harassment, sexual assault victims, those who have been raped and all that, so they did talk about that. She was very proud that the ladies all spoke up about their experiences. And she said, actually, she knew many of the experiences because unlike other folks around here, Karen really is friends with these women, and is concerned about their lives and the things that they've been through. And then some kind of way, we take it all the way back to Jazelle and Candace and their issues with each other. I still don't understand why that was 2 seasons ago now, and we still talking about the shit with Jazelle and Candace this season. It was almost like I was watching a reunion of Real Housewives of Potomac season 7. Okay? Because we right back at it. Jazelle playing the victim, because I'm sorry, Jazelle is playing the victim about her getting these death threats. Now, I'm sure getting death threats, is not, that is very scary. But like Candace said, all of the women on that show have had death threats in some way. And after a while, you just have to know that it comes with the job. The fact that Jazelle is trying to make it seem like, now, it may have been, the heat probably was much higher. I will say that, because that story, when it broke, it was big. So I'm sure it brought all the crazies out, and they probably was, blowing up her inbox. But again, it comes with the job. It's too bad that your family gets pulled into it, but also know that. And you on a reality show, your kids everybody gets pulled in. Is it right? No. But does it happen? Yes. So Candace shouldn't get blamed for some crazy person reaching out to Jazelle and saying that they're going to kill her because of what happened on the show. Okay? If it's that bad, maybe you shouldn't be on the show. If you can't handle that kind of negative attention that comes with being on the show and not necessarily being well-liked by every single person. Candace, are you liking tweets? She says, yes, she does like tweets, but Candace feels like the same way that Jazelle and Robyn get on their podcast and talk about her, whether or not it was even 1 episode or 10 episodes or what, but the fact that they do that, they're doing something outside of the show as well. That was Candace's point. And so I just was like, I'm so tired about this. When Robyn asked Candace, was that picture of Chris's limp dick, was that photoshopped? And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. What picture? They were like, oh, there's a picture and all that. And then they started talking about the fact that there was a woman that came out and said that she was pregnant by Chris. Remember that? Okay, and one of the Roxstars was like, she's telling the truth. They've scared her and all. I was just like, I think that the girl is lying. The girl did admit that she lied, but there's still one Roxstar in particular. I remember them sending me a message that no, she did not lie, that she just was afraid or somebody had coerced her or something into saying that she didn't lie. I don't believe that was true. Okay, I don't believe that Chris got anybody pregnant. But in so many words, you know, Andy was just like, is there a way that Jazelle and Candace can try to work it out? Now, I don't know why. We all know that it won't be worked out, and they still say shit like this. This kind of stuff gets on my nerves because it's obvious that they can't. Can anybody apologize for anything? Can anybody take accountability for anything? So Candace was saying that Jazelle pretty much said that Chris sexually assaulted her. Well, legally, that was not what Jazelle was saying. That lawyers on there, you know, NECA was like, no, that can't be considered sexual assault. But she was just like, but the words that the words that Jazelle used was wrong. Okay, he made me do this. I felt uncomfortable. Jazelle is a strong enough woman where she would, to me, say, no, I'm not going in that room with you because that's not going to look right. If that's truly how she felt. Okay, no, you can talk to me in this hallway. What's up? If that's truly how she felt, the fact that she went in there with that man, she was comfortable with him, and then she switched it around and flipped it and made it seem like after the fact, you know, when she saw that Candace was getting upset and all of that, that she started to put 20 on 10, put more and more on it, made it seem like this man was trying to get her in there so he could hump her or something, you know. So I understood what Candace was saying, but it's not sexual assault. But the implications, like Karen said, words have meaning. Words can make people think to come to their own conclusions. You never tried to correct it. You never tried to say, okay, that's not what I meant. You know, you rolled with it. And not only that, you took it further. So Jazelle, you know, kind of apologized for one thing, whatever called him a sneaky link. But she had did that last season. So that was, I guess, her apology. She didn't apologize no more in this episode, nor did I expect her to. Candace does apologize for whatever part that if I was Candace, I wouldn't even have done that. But, you know, this was in the spirit of her, I guess, trying to move forward, like Andy said. Then we get another round of argument between Karen and Robyn, and, you know, Karen riding the fence, and, you know, Robyn feeling like Karen never ever decides anything. I'm just like, child, I ain't got time for it. So anyway, Andy was just like, let's take a break. We're going to take lunch, and then we'll come back. So they take a lunch, and when they're on the lunch, you know, we see the ladies eating or getting their makeup touched up or whatever, and then we see Mia. She's on FaceTime with Ink. And, you know, she's all, hey, babe, you know, showing the way she looks. And at first, I'm just like, damn, Mia, you doing that while Gordon is there? Like, that has to make him feel uncomfortable, child. Gordon is right over her shoulder. Hey, Ink. I was just like, well, obviously, these two have worked out the issues. And it's not going to be no drama, at least right now. Gordon has accepted that Mia's with her man. And that's why Mia's so happy, because she don't have to deal with that anymore. But, child, listen, I was just like, well, I mean, hats off to the maturity. That's what I'll say. I guess Gordon was just like, he ain't even going to worry himself about it. You know, and the fact that Gordon is there with the way that the season ended, but he's still there to support his ex-wife, you know, soon to be ex-wife. When Juan couldn't come to help his own wife out, that's been together for 28 years and all of this, that also speaks volumes. I like Gordon. I hope, you know, everything stays good with them. The fact that this baby, you know, the issues with the son. But anyway, when we get back from the break, now it's all about Mia and her crumbling marriage. But again, it's not even there's not even that. You know, it's not that smoking gun, because Gordon is cool now. She tells us about Ink. He's not a DJ. He's a radio personality. I guess out here in Atlanta. I didn't know that. But he's her high school sweetheart. They tried to stay together after they got out of high school, but then he moved to Atlanta, and, you know, she was wherever she was, and then they just broke up because of the distance. You know, when Andy said, did you guys keep in touch with her? And she was just like, yeah, off and on a little bit. And I was just like, well, how is it then that this man believes that your oldest child, Jeremy, is his? I guess that was maybe, it is the oldest kid. So maybe that was in between them breaking up and then her moving on or whatever. I'm sure that that's going to be the main focus next season. But she said that Ink still believes that Jeremy is his child. How hard is it to get a fucking DNA test? Like, I mean, people do it all the time. Why we got, so I feel like, she's using all this for her storyline. I'm not mad. I still think that Mia is a great housewife. I honestly do. And she is giving them what the people need. So, yeah, you guys. But that's it. That was it for the first episode. I mean, the first part of the reunion. Is it still going to be 3 parts? I guess it is. So, I mean, it don't seem like we need to be having 3 parts. I'm hoping that it's really just 2. But, yeah. Anyway, you guys let me know what you thought about this reunion part 1. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. I have some furniture that's being delivered. And that was the call that interrupted the video earlier. So I'm excited. You guys. And I got to figure out where it's going to go because this was all contingent on Joe moving out. And Joe still hasn't moved. His apartment isn't ready yet. And so... And now I've got this furniture and I'm just like, I don't know where it's going to go. I might have to, we're going to figure it out. Anyway, you guys, let me get on off of here. Make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, subscribe to this channel. If you haven't already, I'm Roxanne. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.